Hello boys and girls, and welcome to the Madhouse. This is Tridord and I'm glad to present you build 28 for Grim Dawn. Now, well, this is a huge thing, at least for me. It kinda took me by surprise, but we kinda expected it as well. But nonetheless, here it is. This is the official post made by Madeira, and I'm just going to read you guys what is new and talk a little bit about pretty much everything. Basically, in my opinion, I'm just going to say this from the start, this is the best build ever, at least for me, and since when I started about build 18-ish, I definitely think this one is by far the best, and we're just going to see why. Basically, we're just going to start at major new features, and in here, it reads, the area beyond the Dark Veil gates has been unlocked, granting you access to the Black Legion stronghold of Fort Icon and the wilderness around it. The devotion system is now available. Venture out into the world and uncover shrines dedicated to the deities and celestial symbols of old. Restore them to their former glory in order to harness their power and unlock new bonuses and effects. The devotion system is the final layer of character customization in Grim Dawn, offering you a staggering amount of choices to augment your builds and add your personal touch, helping make your builds even more unique. Spend up to 50 points in the devotion UI across 434 stars and unlock 50 unique celestial powers. With the release of new areas to explore, the level cap has been increased to 60. Well, if this is not great, I don't know what is. I am going to talk about devotion in another video, a separate video, and we're going to go into detail. It is a lot to talk about, but basically we have to think about it like this. What makes Path of Exile great? The skill tree. What makes Grim Dawn great? Basically the combat and everything, but on top of this we have devotion, which is basically very similar to the Path of Exile skill tree. It looks the same-ish, just like a big map of celestial symbols of old, like they say, and it works exactly the same, and I think this is what is going to make Grim Dawn exceptional, at least in my opinion. Now we're going to go down here to art. Caster weapons art updated to feel more appropriate for melee combat with larger blades and heftier scepters. Updated the mesh and textures on the occultist familiar pet. Updated art for various structures and environments in Devil's Crossing, Lower Crossing and Burwich. Added signs to more buildings, providing you more insight into the daily lives of people in Caen. And added signs to the various mines in the Arkovian foothills and Old Arkovia. Basically, this is just for the people that, oh, graphics! Yeah, we have graphics as well, don't worry. On tech there is quite a little bit of stuff, but there is something extremely important. Basically the first little lines there, updated the method by which areas are loaded as you move around the world, resulting in reduced CPU load and significantly improved performance. And various calculation processes have been optimized, resulting in up to 10% gain in frame rates. Basically, you can actually feel this. It's not like something they say up there, yeah, we increased game stability, blah blah blah, areas load much faster, yeah, whatever. No, they actually did this. It feels a lot better, and I think it's going to be a lot better for me, because when I'm usually filming and recording for my videos, when I change areas, for example, go into a dungeon or anything like that, I have a little bit of frame drop, and right now I did not notice any of that in the game, so this is for real, at least for me. They also changed the always show loot filter. You cannot change it from the menu now. There is something at the side of the HUD. Basically, it's just sort of better for us, I guess, because if you start a new character, then you have to go there and change it to show whites and everything, and now it is set for a particular character, not for all of them. And item stacking has been overhauled. You can now split item stacks without resorting to weird tricks. This is true, and it's pretty good. Also, all damage calculations on a character should now include conversion. They added armor absorption to the armor rating tooltip on character ship tab 1. And remove the complete components button for the extra inventory bags. The main inventory's combined button will now complete components throughout the entire inventory. The rest of them are just little stuff. Now, Let's go into the game. Another big thing in here, Nemesis spawns now have a 100% chance to spawn in a session if you meet the faction requirements. Basically, if you guys remember, I spent 3 hours searching for the undead Nemesis, I believe. Yeah, that was not fun. Basically, this is not a problem anymore. If you have Nemesis, then guaranteed you are going to encounter a Nemesis within the undead areas, for example, or any other faction. Also, loot chests and orbs from Nemesis and bounty targets will now generate loot at the level of the monster and not the area they are opened. Example, a level 40 bounty target appearing in a level 15 area will now drop level 40 loot instead of level 15 loot. Again, this had to be done, it is only logical. And Fabius the Unseen has received a tuning pass with a reduction to his damage burst and an adjustment to his blade barrier. Blade barrier has a longer cooldown and reflects far less damage, but now also deals Spear's retaliation. You can see the happiness in my eyes in here. Yes, this needed to happen. Also increase the spawn rate of Kimon's Chosen and Order of Death's Vigil heroes if you meet the faction requirements. And that is pretty much it. Now in here you guys are actually going to have to read all of this yourselves. They have changed the relics and components quite a bit, and also a few epics. Blueprints, I can mention this, although all component blueprints are now sold by faction quartermasters at respected status. They no longer drop from monsters and chests. This is good, basically, because we were just hunting for blueprints, never finding them, and basically just giving up on finding the bloody blueprints altogether. So we can just buy them right now. And the rest, basically, again, they are changing components every single patch. And I'm not sure whether this is going to stop or continue, but I think it's going to continue since components are sort of an issue. The developers themselves have said that, and basically they don't really know what to do with them. We don't really know what we want to do with them, so there are going to be a few phases where basically every single component is going to change every single build. And now for the final stuff, we have class and skills. Soldier reworked Overguard, reworked Veterancy, added new shield passive that inherited some of the bonuses from Veterancy, reworked Menhir's Bulwark and Oleron's Rage. They are now toggled exclusive skills similar to those available to Shaman, which is cool. Demolitionist, Mortal Trap, slightly reduced damage scaling with rank on the base mortar, but increased the damage scaling on the big one. Nothing game breaking here. Occultist, however, vulnerability now starts lower but scales faster to the same resist reduction by level cap. Intention is to make investment beyond the first point more attractive. Basically, vulnerability is not a 1-point miracle anymore, and it was a really good 1-point miracle, especially for some builds. But again, I still think it is going to be used. Nightblade, Shadow Strike added cold damage. Nidala's justifiable ends increased percent poison modifier. Nidala's Hidden Hand moved to tier 3 to make it easier to start melee poison builds. Skill has been rebalanced for earlier access, and Nightfall increased cold and frostbite damage. On the Arcanist side, we have a little nerf. Ether Ray reduced ether damage scaling with rank. Disintegration reduced percent critical damage bonus. And the Shaman, Briarton Clownsland, increased the radius. Basically, the Shaman is left untouched. And this was build 28. You can see it right here. I do suggest you guys read the entirety of it. I just pointed out the big stuff that has gone live, and I completed everything. I went and saw the new areas. They are cool. They do seem short, but in reality they aren't all that short. But again, when you're having fun, time just flies. And well, what I can tell you about the new area, if you don't want to die or something, the mobs are pretty hard. I've had a little bit of trouble with my main character, which is, you know, pretty good. My main character is pretty good. Not great, but it's decent. And it's a lot of fun. We get to see Fort Icon. That's great. And something that I did not see mentioned inside the patch notes, maybe it's around here, but I doubt it since I read it like 3 times. We also have access. I know it's kind of implied, but yeah. Basically, a fourth icon we have the Black Legion, and we can actually gain reputation with it. There is a bounty table there, and we can start doing bounties for the Black Legion and gain reputation, which is great basically. For now, I'm planning to do a devotion video, which I'm going to, I'm going to be focused on purely devotion. It's pretty complicated. I still can't say I know 100% that is related to devotion, but in the future, I guess week something, I'm going to be focused on devotion, and also we're going to have another Black Legion reputation guide, which is great. And that is pretty much it, what I'm going to do over the next few weeks. And also I'm going to try to update my builds as well. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the video and have fun with build 28.